This is the Recovery Lab.
Here we dive deep into the struggles, victories, and hope that stem from recovery.
No shame, no judgment, just truth, grace, and inspiration.
Let's walk this road together.
Hey guys, we made it to February. Welcome to Recovery Lab. I'm Brynn Knox. This is episode 133.
I'm David Sugg.
And I'm Daniel Anderson.
We are here this week with Jessica Chapman Lott. Super stoked to have you on.
Thank you very much.
I love, you're my favorite type of guest. It's a guest who I've known for a long time. You've been a big part of my recovery story. You were in the rooms whenever I showed up, but you're also somebody I've seen like blossomed into just like the coolest stuff, like taking your recovery to different levels and now a professional level. Now you've been working with my wife for a little while, helping her find recovery homes. We've been able to hang out at Center Space, which is a cool social, like fun thing. So like what we're going to talk about today, I don't know, but I know it's going to be good because we got so much to talk about. But I will say that I missed you yesterday at the Sweat Lodge. We went with Zach at Center Space, did a Sweat Lodge, and it was cool. It was definitely cool. It was basically like a meeting in a big dark oval with a lot of smoke and a lot of hot. It was good. It wasn't the craziest, most woo-woo thing I've ever done, but it was up there.
Yeah.
It was up there.
Yeah.
I gotta know what's the most woo-woo thing you've done for your recovery besides a candlelight meeting or something.
The most woo-woo thing.
Yeah. Most far out thing you've done for your recovery.
Probably when I got sober, I spent about 4 days on the psych ward.
Yeah.
That was real woo-woo.
Yeah. Yeah. Scrubs and ice cream kind of
There was
ward?
ice cream.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're surrounded by woo-woo, so
Yes.
that's good.
Yeah.
Did you know when you're on the psych ward, did you feel like you were in the wrong place or did you feel like you were in the right place?
I was in the right place.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
knew that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly where I needed to be at the time.
How long ago was that?
March 3rd will be 18 years ago.
Good night.
Amazing. Way to go. That is
That's
awesome.
crazy.
That is so awesome. Oh, it's been 18 years.
It has. It feels like 18 months sometimes.
Yeah.
What times does it feel like 18 months? Is there anything particular going on during those times, or it's just like you hear something and you're like, I've never even thought of that?
Probably more along the lines of like I'm really struggling. You know, like I've been sober for 18 years, and there are still times when I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm doing. You know,
Here. Me
Yeah.
too.
It can be a struggle, and I guess that's when I feel most earliest in sobriety, if that makes sense, is when things are difficult because it's still like I still don't know what I'm doing, and that's okay. Just ask somebody.
Isn't that kind of the deal? I mean, like every time there's a new day, there's something else I don't know how to deal with. I mean, like getting into a relationship versus getting married, like versus being married for a little while. Like there's always new stuff. It's like, wow, this is different. Like I don't know what to do here. It's always something new, and that's what keeps me doubling down on meetings, working with a sponsor, doing stuff.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what happened whenever you got out of the psych ward.
I went to treatment. I went to Baptist outpatient.
Okay.
Did that for about 4 months.
How was that? Was that difficult being outpatient and not inpatient?
Yes and no. My mom kept a pretty tight rein on me because I was 20, so I was a little baby. So she kept a tight rein on me. So couldn't stay out past 11. You know, she had to know where I was, what I was doing, that kind of thing. I was able to really start to establish, unlike being in residential treatment, like I was able to start establishing like a routine. Like I had a job that I was going to every day. I was able to go ahead and get into the recovery community instead of just the treatment scene. I was going to a meeting called Central, which is in downtown Jackson. And I was surrounded by people old enough to be my parents. And I think that really helped me kind of get settled into recovery. I was able to trust these people. And that really helped. And they would take us to Central every, I don't know, 3 days a week, something like that.
The outpatient? Okay. Where were you working at the time?
Blockbuster.
Yes, that's where I worked.
I actually got a promotion after I got out of treatment to a key holder.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I did not get a promotion. Which hold on. Which Blockbuster?
Byram.
Oh, I was in Flowwood.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Okay. Continue on.
Okay, so the outpatient got you into the meetings, got you into the routine. How was it those first few months?
It was hard and it was exciting. It was both at the same time. I was so miserable before I got sober. I got to a place where I think most of us, if not all of us, have to get to of like, I just can't do this anymore. The way that I'm living is not working. I wanted to die. I was afraid to die. So I reached out for help. Actually, I went to the doctor that day really hoping to get some kind of pill to make myself.
Didn't we all? Yeah, give me the magic one,
Give me
dude.
that.
Where's the good stuff that's going to
Exactly.
take all this away? Yeah.
Exactly. And I actually ended up asking for help that day, and they helped me get in treatment. They helped me get to the psych ward. The psych ward helped me get into treatment. And I remember the first time I felt hope in early recovery. I was sitting on my mom's front porch and just enjoying the sunshine. That's like one of my favorite places in the world is her front porch. And I just was sitting there and started crying. And I realized I'm not crying because I'm sad, and I'm not crying because I'm hurting. I'm crying because I'm hopeful.
Wow. How long were you sober when that happened? Was that first couple of months?
3-4 months.
Yeah. How long did it take you to kind of pick up the addiction complex, to kind of know what it was, the gorilla you were dealing with? What was it? Was it apparent to you, like when you walked in to see the doctor for the first time, you knew that addiction was getting you, or did you have to learn that in the first couple of months of recovery? They were kind of integrating you into that kind of language.
I wasn't an addict when I first got sober.
Right.
What?
That's right.
You were there for
Definitely not.
depression.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm struggling, and if everybody else would act right, my life would be great.
Yeah.
You know, it took a long time for me to truly grasp what addiction is. You use the word monster or gorilla. Either way, I think that's really apt.
What was the hesitancy there? Was it a label you didn't want to attach to yourself at such a young age?
Well, addiction doesn't want you to really know that you're an addict. You know, I didn't have a problem with alcohol for sure. I wasn't an alcoholic. Did I drink a little bit? Did I do really crazy stuff when I drank? Absolutely. But I wasn't an alcoholic. I didn't really have a problem with alcohol. I just had a problem with opiates. And that's really kind of how my mind worked. And I guess I really started to know that I was at home in recovery was when I heard a woman tell her story that got sober around the same time that I did, like the same age. And she talked about how she drank. And I was like, okay, I'm an alcoholic. Because I did those things.
Yeah.
That's how I drank. That's how I felt. And so it was almost kind of like I gave in a little bit at a time to coming to terms with the fact that I am an addict. I am an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm. And now that you're a professional in this field working full time, do you take alcoholic and addict in kind of the same bowl? Do you break that into two different categories?
No.
That you look at it, addiction, chemical dependency.
Yeah.
That's just how my mind works.
Yeah.
I can't break the two apart. I mean, I was a poly user. I used anything. I've used everything from Dramamine to Robitussin to Valium to alcohol. I mean, it didn't matter. just use whatever I get my hands on. And so when I come, but I just found the solution in different 12-step meetings, and I didn't need to go too far to find it. So I'm just curious, because some people don't see it that way. You know, they really want to break it apart. Like, we have an issue with this, but you're free. But I've just never been able to do that. I really hadn't.
People in treatment do that. Well, probably people in early sobriety in general come in and are just hesitant to say, like, you know, I'm an alcoholic, I'm an addict. It's like, no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little different. My story's a little different, and I'm not really an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Or I've never used illicit substances, so I'm not an addict.
Yeah.
This idea of I'm not living under a bridge.
Yeah.
If I was living under a bridge, I'd be an alcoholic.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's kind of like you have to come to grips with, okay, I have a disease. Then it kind of transitions to, okay, I have a disease that lives in my brain. And then a little while later, okay, I have a disease that lives in my brain. It lives in my brain, and it talks to me. And then a little while later, I have a disease that lives in my brain. It talks to me, and it tells me lies. And so for me, that's been kind of the process. And since I've been in the field for so long now, I kind of watch that play out in other people, you know.
Are you able to tell them a little bit of your story and how you relate to that, or like what?
I'm an open book.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of therapists aren't,
Mm-hmm.
and I am. And I think it's for a lot of different reasons. Like, I don't want my clients or sponsees or et cetera to necessarily see me as like a professional. Like, oh, she knows what she's doing, you know. Do I have education? Yes. Have I been in the addiction and recovery arena for almost 20 years? Yes. Do I know what I'm doing? Nope.
Tuesdays. Yeah.
I'm winging it. You know, I'm literally winging it, and that's kind of how I live my life. That's also how I live my practice. You know, yes, I guess I'm a professional, but I'm also just a human that's trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I've spent maybe a little bit more time than some people figuring it out, and so I can use that experience to help them move forward.
So you spent how long at DW working there, getting your a large portion of your hours? You were there for how long?
I was at DW for only about a year and a half.
Okay,
actually.
but you had to do the 3,000 hours is the number of hours that you had to do for.
I'm a social worker, so y'all listen to this. You only have to get 1,000 hours.
Okay, 1,000. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, but I got most of my hours actually at Center for Violence Prevention
Okay.
when I was there.
How'd you end up there?
I needed something different. I'd been in the community mental health scene for a long time, the region, so Region 8, Region 9, et cetera. And I just wanted something different. My husband tells me I'm an idealist when it comes to my job and my profession, because there's just a lot of things in the mental health world that kind of rub me the wrong way.
Like what?
Yeah, let's get to that.
Yeah, let's do it, baby. Come on.
Money's the most important thing for some organizations.
Mm-hmm.
And so I see things that, you know, people are kept in treatment for the wrong reasons. You know, you look at somebody and they're psychotic, literally, and they don't have any drugs in their system. Yet they're in treatment. And that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. You know, they need to be somewhere other than drug and alcohol treatment. And that's just one of
Mm-hmm.
many examples.
Yeah, I won't name the treatment center, but there was a center that was a big part of my story. A lot of guys I worked with went through there, and we did a lot of work there. And over the past, like, almost 15 years that I've been around it, I've seen it go from like a hardcore, you can come in here from anywhere from like 3 months to a year and get 12-step related recovery, to now just a Suboxone clinic.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
like people that are coming out of there now, like going out there, it's just, it has none of the same vibe. And the thing is, it hasn't been bought. It hasn't been taken over by new ownership. Nothing's changed with
Yeah.
it really, but it's just been a victim of the policies from insurance companies and from big pharma.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just not a place where people go for recovery. And now if somebody says, I need treatment,
Mhm.
a place where we used to always be like, yes, we can help you get you in. In fact,
Yeah.
we might even pay to help because we know how to do this. It's like, I can't recommend that anymore because you're going to go in there. Even people that are just alcoholics, they're putting them immediately on these medications.
Yep.
And I hate it because those medications can be effective and they might have a place in some sort of recovery system, but it's not how I came up. And so
Yeah.
I can't relate
Yeah.
to it. It's really, really
Well, no,
difficult.
I completely agree with that. I've seen several people that don't have opioid use disorder be on Suboxone, and I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, opioid use disorder, yes, because it has ingredients in it that keep people alive. Naloxone. And if somebody were to shoot up an overdose, it literally keeps them alive. But why would somebody that drinks or does meth need that drug specifically? You know, it is mood altering to
Oh,
a
yeah.
certain extent. So
And what patient is going to be like, no, I don't want to take something that will make me feel different? Like,
Dude, I know.
like give me Seroquel
got.
makes me feel different. Give me that.
Yeah.
Geodon makes me feel different. Hell yeah, give me that
Yep.
too. Like, it's insane. And
Yeah.
also like insurance also, it's all about money, and they'll kick people out because they don't have money too.
Yes.
Like, there's a whole other side. Like, I mean, Marge worked at a facility for a very long time, and like she would come home just like bitching and complaining about how like they kicked this person out
Yep.
because insurance stopped paying. And it's like, and then these people go on to die, you know?
Yes.
It's like, it's
yeah.
I'm just yeah. Keep talking, please.
So with your experience in these fields and kind of seeing this stuff and not liking it, but now fully in, I mean, you're all in on alcohol addiction, treatment, counseling. That's what you want to do. What is it you hope to do different, and why?
That's a really good question. I want to be authentic. That's one of my core values, is authenticity. And I kind of feel like working in community mental health and that kind of thing, like, you don't really have the freedom to be authentic. And I think that's required when somebody comes to you and they want help. You know, like, I don't want somebody to see me as perfect or like an expert. I guess you could call me that. You could call me an expert in addiction because I've been doing it so long. But addiction is bigger than me. It's bigger than all of us. And so if I can just be authentic, you know, this is what my life looked like. Then I wanted to die, but I didn't want to die. And so I did something different, and this is what I did. I remember being in treatment and wanting to work in a treatment center. And I think a lot of people are like that. And then here I am, you know, like, that's my career.
Yeah.
But I just want to be seen as somebody that is walking with you and not walking in front of you, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like I really had the freedom to do that in some of the organizations that I've worked for. I mean, not that that's like a negative thing about that organization. It's just I wanted more freedom. And honestly, like, I wanted to be able to live my values. And, you know, if that's authenticity and creativity and curiosity, you know, being in a box, like a treatment center box, you can't always live those things.
It's a lot of people to answer to. When you talk about wanting your clients to feel like you're walking with them and not in front of them, did you have that when you were coming up in sobriety, when you were seeking help? Did you feel like you had someone walking with you?
That's a really good question. And to be honest with you, I've never really thought about that before. But yeah, my first sponsor wasn't much older than me. She's since, unfortunately, died of the disease. But she wasn't afraid to seem crazy, like she didn't know what she was doing, you know? And I think that gave me hope. Like, okay, she kind of out there, doesn't always make the best decisions. And she's sober, and so maybe I can do it too. So, yeah. Do I feel like I had a professional walking with me? No, not really. Maybe that's why I want to be that.
That's cool.
Tell me a little about groundwork. Groundwork is a class that you're doing, and a bunch of I think Finding Recovery people have been going up there because they've really been excited about it. They've talked about it. It's kind of the news has spread through the houses, and you're still doing it.
Yeah.
It's still happening.
Yeah.
Tell me a little about what it is, where it is, and why you started it.
So it is at Center Space, which is where my private practice office is. I offered to Zach, the guy that created Center Space, that I would love to do anything that he needed me to do. You know, I really wanted to be a part of this really cool community.
What drew you to it? What were things about it that you were like, I want to be here?
For one thing, the space itself is beautiful.
It is a good space.
Yeah. And for another, it's just like I've really felt several times since I've been going there that I am truly surrounded by some of the kindest people. Like we get excited when we see each other, you know. We play games in the sauna with, you know, between 6 and 13 other people. It was, you know, I just felt safe there, I guess. And it smells like incense, and, you know, that's always good. But the groundwork group, Zach asked me if I, you know, wanted to do a group and what I wanted to do it on. And life is hard. I mean, you know, life is hard, and it doesn't always feel good. And I think that's one thing that I would like people to know is that just because you don't feel good doesn't mean you're doing bad.
Thank you. Need to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. It's so true.
Yeah. Because if I can feel terrible and feel like I don't know what I'm doing, but I can still be doing the things that this program has taught me to do: prayer, calling my sponsor, going to meetings, asking for help, and still feel like crap. And so I tell my clients a lot, like, okay, you feel like crap, you know, you're having a hard time, but look what you're doing. You're doing all the right things. Just because you're doing the right things doesn't mean you're going to feel good immediately, you know?
Look, and at the end of the day, like, even if everything else goes awful, everything falls apart that day, you're feeling like shit, everything is a disaster. At the end of the day, when you lay your head on that pillow, if you did not drink and use that day was a freaking success.
Amen,
Absolutely.
brother. That's a win.
That's it.
W.
Like, that's the bar. Like, everything above that, it's just icing on the cake, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that.
And for my two sponsees that are supposed to be listening today, just because you're you feel good does not mean you're doing everything right.
Oh, it works both ways.
Ouch. To my sponsees, you're doing great, girls.
You do good.
Oh,
Oh, man.
So groundwork.
Yeah.
5:30 Monday nights, 1525 Lulia Drive. I wanted to do something to teach everyday grown-up skills. But I didn't want to call it a life skills group because that sounds like, I don't want to go to that. I already know how to live. It's like, do you though? So we talk about things like boundaries. We talk about taking accountability. We've talked about, working to change the way that you think. Just like normal everyday stuff. Like it's actually really difficult to set healthy boundaries. Like it feels really uncomfortable. And so practicing doing that actually, it does help.
Why is that so hard? I mean, even with like some of my closest, like just saying no is like, just so difficult. Why? What is it about setting boundaries that's just?
I want people to like me.
yeah.
And that's like the core, that's part of my humanness.
What about when somebody's asking me something that I don't even like? I mean, like I get this, like it's still that.
Yes.
It's still that, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
It is.
I mean, let's be honest here.
I want people to,
Yeah.
to like me.
Even if I don't like them, I need
yeah,
them to
exactly.
like me. Yeah.
Well, especially if
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Wow.
I wish you were wrong. I really do. I mean, so much, dude.
I wish I was wrong too, but
Can you give us like an example of, say, like we're in class right now and you're talking about how to set healthy boundaries? Like, what do you say?
well, there's an equation actually that you can kind of plug into. I feel blank when you blank. Could you please blank? It's called the assertiveness equation, and it feels really strange to use it. And I think the most important part of that is taking responsibility. And so starting with I feel.
Instead of you make me feel.
Exactly. And it's not, I feel like you should fill in the blank. No, I feel frustrated. I feel angry. I feel hurt when you speak to me in that tone.
It's completely contrary to everything that we learned from society.
Absolutely.
Like, you have to relearn
Yeah.
all of this.
Yes, absolutely. You have to learn to live again, especially those of us with this disease. It's told us how to live our life for so long that, like, I think we've just kind of forgot. We forgot, and we need somebody to tell us.
What's another thing besides boundaries?
So tomorrow night, we're going to start talking about cognitive distortions. And so basically that's just flaws in the way that we think. For instance, black and white thinking, it's either all or it's nothing.
I don't know anything about that.
No, of course not. None of us do. Another one is should statements. I should be doing better than this. Or he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have said that.
Shouldn't all of you?
Exactly. Shouldn't on yourself, shouldn't on other people. And that can be really dangerous. That can put unreasonable expectations on me and other people. And when I have expectations, I'm eventually going to be disappointed. And then that's going to be all your fault. And I'm gonna get stuck in that.
So you're going to be doing a class tomorrow, starting on the shouldn't yourselves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouldn't. Yeah.
How many people do you think are going to show up?
Well, any between 6 and 12, I think has been.
What and why? That's pretty good for the groups.
Yeah.
Some of the other groups that since I've started have already dwindled. I mean, this one seems to be regenerating itself and maintaining momentum. What do you think the clients, the participants are? Why are they so excited to come?
Because it's real.
Yeah.
Any kind of therapy group, whether that's like psychodrama or process group, those things are really, really important. but they don't exactly tell you how to function as a human, as a grown up. And like I said earlier, like that's legitimately difficult. So I think it's just like people come and it's real, you know. It's not. There's no psychobabble. Can I speak in jargon? Absolutely. But there's no psychobabble. It's like, what are you struggling with? Well, you know, my roommate is touching my food.
Yeah.
You know, so instead of addressing her, I'm just going to slam doors. I'm going to ignore her, and use all this passive aggressive behavior to try and let her know that I'm upset. When really all I have to do is say, I feel disrespected
Yeah.
when you eat my food. Can you please not do that?
Yeah.
You know, what's
Mind blowing. Like slam
how
doors.
simple it is.
And I'm really good at
Yeah.
not talking to anybody for like long periods
Yeah.
of time. I just hope they get it. I just hope they know that I'm so frustrated, and I hope they stop their behavior. They're not even
Exactly.
thinking of me.
Exactly.
They're over there eating my peanut butter.
Yeah.
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 They're over there peeing in my yard or whatever, taking my bite. I'm just like, I'm just going to sit here and not talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until he figures out
Yeah.
that I'm mad.
Yeah.
I expect my husband to read my mind
Absolutely.
all the time.
Oh yeah.
I'll start in the middle of a story.
Yeah, Twiggy. Come on. The fuck is wrong with you?
Right? I'll start telling him a story that I just kind of jump right into the middle of it. And he's like, I have no context.
What's going on here?
Uh,
What's going on here?
Well, you're my
You
husband.
should.
You should read my
Completely
mind.
caught off guard.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay, so sorry, but say someone is listening and they're like, okay, that cognitive, what's it called, distortion class, that sounds really good. I have nothing going on at 5:30 tonight. What do they do? Do they just
Tomorrow
show
night.
up to this building? Do they bring money? How much are they going to pay? Like, what does that look like?
We're still kind of figuring that out, to be honest. Right now, just show up.
Okay.
You don't have to bring money. You don't have to bring your insurance card. Just show
Perfect.
up. I
That's
would like
huge.
it. Yeah, for sure. I would like it to grow into something that can, you know, financially benefit Center Space.
Right.
But right now, the most important thing is the people that come, you know.
So this seems like the time to get in. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
Get in, get plugged in.
Mhm.
I think that's such a cool thing that Zach's doing over there, and
Yeah,
that you're a part of
absolutely.
it.
Mhm.
And classes like this where you're learning things that are just so like practical and useful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for problems that we all have every single day.
Exactly, yeah.
Because I mean, when you were listing off those things earlier, I was like, "Oh, I do that. I did that this morning." You know? Like,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it just seems like, okay, here's your answers right here.
and it's so simple,
Yeah.
but we need somebody to tell us that it's simple,
Mm.
you know. I like to
Especially-
complicate everything.
Yeah, me too. Especially like in early sobriety. Like you've got so much stuff going on, and it's just like, you know, that's one thing that's truly incredible about Zach. I mean, Zach was my therapist when I got sober this time, and had he not been my therapist, I probably would not be here today. I would have blown my brains out because he was there that night and just said I could help you with that, and just completely changed my life right there. Center Space would not be successful if it was headed up by a dipshit. You know, it
Very
wouldn't be
true.
successful if it was headed up by some douchebag who's only cares about money.
Yes,
Like
absolutely.
Zach is not that guy. Zach is a compassionate, loving, caring, authentic
Yes.
person.
He's one of the most authentic people I've met.
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
100%. This wouldn't work without. I mean, Zach he's laid the grounds for how to build something so unique like Center Space.
Yes.
Like it's not,
Yeah.
and like we don't get paid by Center Space, ladies and gentlemen, but we do all have an experience with it, and like it's absolutely insane. And when I saw that, like you were starting to set up shop there, I was like, oh my god, Zach, he's doing so much incredible good for the community, and then bringing in like talented people like yourself, like and you are a professional. You're a professional because of the experience that you have. Like, I don't
Absolutely.
care what you think in your head. Like, you're a professional because your experience says that you're a professional, and your schooling also says that. But like, you've done the deal, and like you are a professional. So like the mere fact that you started working with Zach and doing stuff up there, like I don't know, it just warms my heart. It really does. Like, the world needs more people like you and Zach, honestly. And we're incredibly lucky that we have that here in Jackson, Mrs. Who would have thought?
Right.
It's incredible.
That was why I really was interested in doing Recovery Lab, was because like this new generation of workers that are coming into this field with this new experience and seeing what it's going to be like, and getting to participate in, like, hey, we can get the word out about those sorts of things. We can get the word out about people's stories in recovery or whatnot, but not just another, informative, pamphlet and it's a different form of media. But I really wanted to like help that stuff, help y'all get your skills out there, because it's amazing. Because people tried to help me before, and it was so much just like old white guys, just telling me how bad I was and how I had to just be different. And it was like, I don't know how to be different.
Right.
Like, I don't know how to get rid of this rage. I don't know how to stop obsessing about this stuff. And they're like, well, do these push-ups or go to these meetings or join this church. And it was like, this is just causing more problems. So now when I see people that are actually doing real work that's really changing lives, it's like, heck yeah, if you give me a format where I can help people get that word out, like that's super exciting.
Yeah.
Getting some of the feedback from some of the people who have been to groundwork, and then some of the other stuff you've done like in-houses with some of the guys doing conflict resolution. Like when they talk to me 2-3 weeks later, a month later, and they're still practicing the stuff that they had from that 1 hour conversation a month before, I'm like, that's the juice.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. That's amazing. So yeah, that just excites the heck out of me. Instead of just random, here's a book or here's some place you should go. Like, no, here's some real stuff you can practice right now. It's gonna affect the way you can operate in the world.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Like what that kind of exchange looked like with like finding recovery homes? Like, if you what did that look like? There was like a conflict, you were called in and you spoke with, like, I'm curious.
Conflict every day, bro.
Yes.
Right. But like, I'm super curious. Like, how do you apply your skills in a situation like that? It's a pretty unique situation.
Yeah.
Like, and how could that be applied to other people that are kind of, whether it be, halfway houses or.
I love free therapy. Give me some.
Yeah. So like elaborate,
really? Yeah.
elaborate a little bit on what that looked like, if you would.
Talk to me like I'm a client.
The first house meeting that I ever went to when I was with Rachel, there were two ladies there at each other's throats. I think somebody was touching somebody's stuff. Like, that's a big deal. Like, don't touch my shit. So I come in, I sit down, they're at each other's throats. And I'm like, what the crap? And so the very first meeting, like, I had to step in, and sometimes I sound mean when I'm being very assertive. But we were able to kind of sit down and talk through some stuff. And the funny thing is, and I've seen this happen in sober living quite a bit, you're saying the exact same thing that I'm saying. Like, I am frustrated because she's not listening to me. She's being passive aggressive. She's touching my stuff. She's slamming doors, et cetera, et cetera. And then the other person, when you talk to them, says literally the exact same thing. She's picking on me. She won't leave me alone. And it's funny to hear two people arguing have the same exact reason, but they can't see that. It's really hard to see when I'm wrong. And it's uncomfortable, But when I went to the guy's house and I did the couple of conflict resolution groups, it was a lot of fun. But they just kind of sat there like this. I had to force them to participate. And so I'm really excited to know that it actually really has stuck with some of them. Yeah. Because a couple of them have been coming to groundwork.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they try the things and it gets them out of a jam. And that's kind of why I kept going back to meetings and doing my thing, is because I saw, not huge, but I saw incremental growth.
Yeah.
I saw things like, wow, I handled that different. I didn't snap at my boss. I didn't slam the door. Now I can talk to my siblings even through this tense conversation. And that happened because of whatever A, B, and C I learned from whatever room. Some of these guys that are coming, I don't deal with the women, but it's a lot of the guys coming out, they don't have, I mean, to say minimal life skills would be an overstatement.
Yeah.
But they have zilch. And I forget sometimes that's where I was 16 years ago. I didn't know either, but they don't know how to say please, thank you, or no, that's not acceptable.
Right, yes.
Like, that's not going to work. They just
Yeah.
don't have any idea.
Mhm.
In fact, for most of the guys, it's just 0 to blow up. It's just like, everything's cool, everything's cool, everything's cool. It's like, now there's blood all over the wall.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what happened? It was all cool. It's like, well, he said the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So you like working with these people in this very, very beginning phase of recovery. How about people, because, we're working with, I still suffer from alcohol. I mean, I still suffer from addiction. Are you looking forward to, are you trying to work with maybe some people that maybe have a long-term sobriety pattern behind them that are trying to take it to the next level?
Absolutely.
How is that different than kind of the groundworky kind of stuff? Or is it the same, just repackaged, or is it exactly the same?
I mean, it's the same in a lot of ways. Once you get into what we call the maintenance phase of recovery, you've kind of worked the steps. You're doing the deal every day. You're calling your sponsor. You're going to meetings. You're practicing mindfulness. You get into what's called the maintenance phase. And so that's a little different. Earlier in sobriety, it's more about skills. Like, I need to learn how to function in society without drugs or alcohol. And that's hard and it's scary. But once you've been doing it for a little while, sometimes it can kind of get, I've been in places before where it's like, I don't want to go to meetings. This is boring. This is stupid. I'm just hearing the same thing over and over again, which I am hearing the same thing over and over again, but that's purposeful, but in later recovery, people can really start tapping into values and what makes me,
Yeah.
The things that are most important to me. Because when I'm living integrated with my values, that's my best life,
Yeah. Brynn, when did you start tapping into your values?
I'm still waiting on it.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
I was wondering if I was supposed to be there or not. That's why I was kind of testing. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I learned so much during like the sober living phase of my life, and then also the working in treatment phase, and then having my identity in that, and then having to leave all that.
Yeah.
So it's like going through these different phases and knowing that the same program works throughout those things and that the same tools work. It's like going through these different things has helped me tap into things along the way.
Yeah.
And now I'm perfect.
Yeah.
Good to go.
I can't quite say that yet. I'm getting close, but
I kid. No, it's a gradual just tapping along.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, same tools. It's just different phases of development. But it is. I mean, I do think the first couple of years I was just in crisis mode
all the time. Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. I could not have a conflict without either running away or fighting. Couldn't
Right.
do it at all. And then I think maybe 5 or 6, I kind of got into that different phase you talked about. And I think I don't know when, but I am kind of exploring some value stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, what am I really about? Because
Yep.
at first it was just, I did not have that
Yeah.
the first long period of sobriety. It was all so much just crisis. So yeah, and then you said crisis and management, and then kind of value discovery.
Yep.
That's really interesting. I think sometimes we kind of, the newcomer gets a lot of attention. The newcomer and the guy who's like really like on the struggle bus and just like beating like, I need off of here. But like the person who's just like kind of bebopping along, trying to figure things out, I think a lot of times get left at the wayside because they're not in so much pain that they're just
Yeah.
desperate and asking for help, but they're also not just like out on Front Street doing so much work that they're getting a whole lot of better. They're just
Yeah.
kind of, they're suffering from that average. And
Yeah.
It's just really, really difficult. So I don't know. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I think I've suffered from that at times. Just like,
Oh,
wanting, like,
Definitely.
like I don't have a huge emergency going on, but I don't really know how to get out
Yeah.
of this.
Yeah. Exactly. Because some days it's just hard to get out of bed. You know, there's nothing necessarily wrong. Like, I'm not having a crisis. It's just like, man, I don't feel like being a grown up today. You know?
That's kind of how I was year like 3 and 4. I would say
Yeah.
is when I was kind of just like I wasn't new anymore, and I was just kind of like burnt out on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like stopped going to AA. Like I don't know, but it like reignited.
Yeah.
And so I know that like that phase you're talking about.
Well, it's like driving a car. You know, as you're 16, 17, 18 years, like, this is awesome. You're 24, you're like, this sucks, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
When you're 40, like, I don't want to drive at all.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in the wheel. But, like, it was so fun at first.
Yeah.
Let's just cruise, man. Let's just ride around. I was like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Recovery can feel like that because it was a lot of fun at times. It was
Yes,
super
absolutely.
engaging, and it was super.
Absolutely.
You know what they said in the meeting? I mean, we'd have a meeting after the meeting
Yeah.
about the meeting. You
Yeah.
know, just oh my goodness. And now I just go home and watch Dateline. You know, or a rerun of Dateline. But
Yeah, buddy.
One thing that really helped me because my brain hadn't fully developed when I got sober.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, I really was a kid. And I think that helped me in a lot of ways. Like, I grew up surrounded by people who have this secret that I was always looking for. Like, when I tell my story, you know, I like to say, most people, the day that they're born, they get this manual, like how to life. And they ran out the day that I was born. And so I didn't get it. And so I'm looking around and all these people seem to know what they're doing, you know, and I'm just like, I'm floundering, you know. Shit, what was the question?
Look, I'm going to tell you this, though. I did get that manual, but I used every one of those pieces to roll up joints.
Yeah. Oh man.
I don't remember the question.
I don't
either.
remember.
I don't either.
No further questions, Your Honor. And I love, like I said, I was looking forward to this. I knew we were going to have a good time doing it. I'm super excited about other stuff that you're getting into. I don't know what's going to happen at
I
Singers.
remember.
Yeah, bring it.
And I did want to throw this out there. One thing that really helped me in early sobriety was YPAW.
Yeah,
okay.
me too. Me too.
Young people in AA. We get together, we host a conference where we shotgun Red Bull. You know, we act like kids because
Yeah.
we are, and it's a lot of fun. And I made some really, really strong friendships with not just people in Mississippi, but like going to Archipaw is so amazing because it's so beautiful. So I really recommend anybody that's young, like, get involved in YPAW.
Are you still involved in that? No.
I go to the conferences every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's past my bedtime.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. Anything past 8:30, I'm out.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And I don't dance anymore. You know, like, they stand in the chairs and they holler and dance.
Yeah.
You know, it was a lot of fun when I was a kid.
Now we're old.
We are. Oh, jeez.
I totally get that, though. There was a lot of fun that I had, and now I kind of go to some of those things, and it's really hard
Yeah.
to engage.
Yeah.
I'm just in a different spot.
Exactly.
And I throw my back out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were just talking about that. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Just doing the turkey leg. I can throw my back out.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it, it's also just the journey. You know, it's part of like I'll go through a while of going to meetings on a regular basis, and then I'll go a little while with like not going to as many,
Yeah.
and then understanding and feeling like how that negatively affects me or how that affects me.
Yeah.
Like, it's all a journey. And like, one thing that sobriety's given me is like the ability to practice self-love and to not like beat up on myself too bad.
Yeah.
Like I still do it a lot, but I don't do it as much. And I also have like this break that I can put on, like, hey, like through a lot of work with internal family systems, like that has helped me a tremendous amount to not beat the crap out of myself. But you know, it's like, okay, I'm not doing this perfectly. I'm not doing this perfectly. That's okay. Like we're not a failure just because something went wrong today, or I said something silly today, or whatever the case may be. Like that's what's beautiful about sobriety is we have that buffer zone. Like we're still human. Just because we don't drink and do drugs, we're still freaking human, and we're still going to act a fool sometimes. But like today, we can pause and be like, okay, maybe I didn't handle that properly, but it's not the end of the world. At the end of the day, I didn't get drunk. I didn't get high today. Today was a good day. Tomorrow we'll do a better job.
Yeah.
And just practicing that self-love, it's absolutely changed everything for me. And this program has given me that ability to pause.
Yeah.
It's an absolutely incredible thing. And the fact that you dedicated this time and this effort and this money into like investing in your education so you can then turn around and help other people. Like that's what this is all about. Like that's what this program, that's what sobriety, not this program, that's what sobriety offers us. Like in the Recovery Lab, we are like, whatever path to sobriety is good for you, like we're 100% for that. We're not like 12-step, we're just recovery.
Yeah.
So the mere fact that you've done what you had to do in order to be able to be in a really good position to give back, that is why you're here today. That is why you're sitting here today, is because you've done that. And that's like, what an incredible gift that you can now give to other people, to offer your experience, strength, and hope for people that, you know, may feel, oh, I'm not perfect. I'm not, you know, hey, guess what? None of us are. And that's what's really cool about you is you're not sitting here saying I'm perfect. You're sitting here being like, I'm a human just like you. Like, but let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Let's wing it together.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you came and winged this with us.
Thank y'all so much. I was, or kind of still am, incredibly nervous. But there's a saying that I usually start when I'm telling my story. I'll get so nervous that I'll be trembling, and my voice shakes. And so I usually start by saying, I saw a quote one time, and it was, "Speak your truth, even if your voice shakes." And so I kind of try to live that out through situations like this.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
This video, this podcast is going to go on maybe much longer than we will go on. It's going to go into the infinity of the internet.
That's right.
So for all those people who will stumble upon this in the future that may be suffering from alcoholism or addiction, what's something you can tell them they can do right now, regardless of where they are, where they hear this, what they might be able to find some help? What would you recommend to somebody?
Ask for help. That's one of the hardest things that we could ever do, is to say, like, I don't know what I'm doing. But that's necessary.
A teacher, just anyone.
Yeah. I mean, anybody.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, the day that I asked for help, I'd actually gone into the doctor's office to get pills, because I wanted to feel different. And I don't know what it was. I guess that was just the day that I was supposed to get sober, and I reached out and I asked the doctor for help. So I know it's hard. It sucks. And I don't ever want to admit that I don't know what I'm doing, but if you're struggling, just grab somebody's hand and say, help me,
Stuff. Brynn, thank you so much for coming back in.
Especially
We hadn't seen
after
you
what
in-
happened
Yeah.
45 minutes ago.
Oh, I heard about that.
We're back, baby.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for having us back in the studio, Daniel, and
Of
Jessica,
course,
for showing
of course,
up.
Thank you so much.
What a great episode. You can find out more about Jessica at, I guess, on her Facebook page. Where can they find
Yeah,
more
tell
about
us how we can find you.
JessicaLottTherapy.com, Facebook, Jessica Lott Therapy, Instagram at Jessica Lott Therapy. Yeah. And Psychology Today, you'll find me there too.
Hey,
Yes,
watch
yes.
out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We will see you next time on. Hey, we got Hall Ratcliffe coming up next week.
That's tomorrow.
Yes, it is. Man, time's flying by. All right, we'll see you
get
tomorrow.
ready for that one.
All right, guys. All right, we'll see you next time on the Recovery Lab.